Hi, my name is River. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'm making videos to kind of document the process of discovering if I could be multiple. I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying shit's happening in my life. It's making me question it, so I'm gonna make videos about it because the point of this video and the whole point of this YouTube channel is I feel so alone in this. So I do have a psychiatrist. It's something that me and my psychiatrist are working on. He has asked me things about my alters and whatnot, so that's all I really know about that. I feel like there's this need to justify or like prove that you are multiple in this community for some reason, or at least online. I don't think I personally don't have that mindset, but for those who are questioning, I am pursuing a medical diagnosis. Anyways, the point of this video and the whole point of this channel is I feel so alone in this. I know like two people in my life, or like that I've met, I should say actually, that have believed they were multiple. One person I'm no longer in contact with, and the other person was just like a casual friend I made while being inpatient in the hospital. So like he's not, sorry if you hear the sirens in the background, he's not really someone I can like, I mean, I'm sure he could, but like I'm not gonna reach out to him for like everyday struggles. I probably should though, to be honest. So the whole point of this video, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like there's this like big DID community that I haven't tapped in on, and this just feels so isolating. Like even like being like the host in my system, like I feel like the internal communication has gotten better. Not better in the sense where like there's like back and forth dialogue for the most part, but better in the sense where like I feel like I'm just now starting to tap into the thoughts that aren't mine that happen in my head. Um, so a lot of the times when I would hear my alter speaking to me or just speaking in my head, it just sounded like my own internal monologue because I would hear like videos of other people who are multiple talking about how their alters had distinct voices and mine don't, right? So for so long, I just thought those were my own voices and my own thoughts. So I didn't realize those were my alters speaking to me until I started to identify that that's not a thought I would normally have, or yours and my alter are just responding to a thought I just said. Like something like, I took my meds, and then someone in my head, because like meds are like a trigger for me for like throwing up for some reason. And someone in my head would be like, you're gonna throw up, you're gonna throw up, you're gonna throw up. And like, that's not coming from me. So I know that like, cause I know what my, like it's complicated, but I know what my triggers are. And I know that just taking my meds is not gonna make me throw up. So whether that's an intrusive thought of you're gonna throw up because of the trauma that I've had done of throwing up multiple times because I'm taking my medication, or if that's another author speaking to me being like, you're gonna throw up, whether that's their trauma or I don't fucking know. But that's what I mean. Like I'm starting to like tap into like what's my thoughts and what's mine. What's not mine, sorry. So I just wanted to really speak about how like these symptoms of being multiple are just so isolating. So for the first and foremost, amnesia, or like blackouts or whatever you want to call them, I thought like I I don't want to get too personal on here, but like there's relationships I've lost because I couldn't remember important details, or I've never made them feel like I've cared about them. And I think that's because of my dissociation, because like I know I cared about these people, but like I spoke about in other videos how I just had such a deep rooted detachment from my life that I think that influenced my ability to show care for them. And that alone, losing a relationship is a very isolating experience. And then on top of that, not remembering to remember relationships that you've lost. Like 90% of the very close relationships that I've lost, 95% of them, I don't remember. I don't remember my first love, like at all. I don't remember trivial, not trivial, I don't remember trivial, I don't remember monumental moments in our relationship. And that's my first love, right? Like that should be the most like thing in my head. And it feels like sometimes it feels like what's the point of living, because what am I remembering? I think of like when I get to old age, and the whole point of old age is to reflect on your life, and it's one of the things that would scare me is like, what life am I going to reflect on? So that's another thing that's super isolating, just like the memory loss. Like so much of like your memories, like who you are as a person, is taken from you. And so many people in my life, I just don't think get that, because they have like a normal memory, right? Like they don't have those like memory loss. What's another thing? I mean, again, I don't like pre-plan videos. I kind of do, like where I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this. It's mostly like I'm sitting alone in my apartment and I'm like, I kind of want to talk about this because like there's no one else in my life I can talk to about these things, which is why I'm making these videos. So excuse me if I say or like or those like thinking words too many times. Moving on though, one of the things that's also super isolating is like, I know that I know this feeling, this denial isn't isolating in and of itself. I know it's a very common thing with people who believe they're multiple, but like thinking you're making up your disorder is very isolating, because you and it alienate yourself from your community. You think I don't belong to this community, or I'm like, and I think, I don't know why, but so many like I'm faking DID videos have been popping up on my stream, and those videos are so damaging, and like I kind of hate watch them, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so like hard because there's nothing more that I want to than I want to feel like. Well, there's just other things I want to feel like, but like there's nothing more than I would give to just feel like I belong in the DID community, in the sense where to feel like my feelings are valid, and not valid in the sense where like, yeah, you know, those are things you're feeling, those are things that are true, yeah, those are real to you, but like really valid in the sense where like, yes, what you're experiencing and what is like fucking up your head is truly the diagnosis you think it is. Because like I have like psychosis, for example, and like there's so many times where like my friends just don't get what the fuck I'm talking about, but they're great people, so they'll be like, yeah, or like or just that like, I want to be there for you, but like what the fuck are you talking about, you're literally crazy. And like that's so like, oh my god, that's so fucked up. And like my friends in my circle now, like they're like very cool. Like some of them have met my alters and they're very welcoming. I'm not saying it's like that, but just like sometimes it kind of feels like that's what it is. Like, I don't know, like because no one in my life can understand what I'm going through, it's just like I feel like everyone has just been like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I need someone to be like, yeah, when I pose in a mirror and like my alter makes me feel like I'm posing in a way that I would never pose in, that makes me feel fucking weird. And it's like, stop, please. That happened today. Or like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to, like, my friends are really great and they're really making me feel like, I'm safe to experience what I'm experiencing, but I just wish I had like a community member friend. And like, I don't know, I'm not really big on TikTok in the sense, well, one, I don't post videos on TikTok and I probably never will, because like I'm not trying to get big. Part of this is because part of this is in the sense I'm trying to making these videos, is the sense of I don't remember. Like I will go back to watch videos that me and my alters or even myself have posted, because I don't know what the fuck I said in those videos. Or like I will go back to see what my alters have posted, be like, oh, this is like what my alter feels like, and this is what their headspace was like at the time. And I just get to look back on like this body's life and like what feels like my life, and just kind of be like, this is what we were thinking. Like before, I didn't have that. I just kind of been like, yeah, I went to the hospital in March because I wanted myself. Don't remember why, for the most part, or don't remember the thoughts that drove me there. I don't know. I'm just getting distracted. But I'm sorry. It's just, the whole point of this video is like, this feeling is very isolating. So if you feel like you're multiple and you're scared to tell people and you're scared, to document the journey. I get it, because I'm there. Let's see, no, I'm trying to think of another thing that's like fucking with my head. Also, sometimes I thought I never experienced like full blackouts where like there's parts of my day where like I don't remember what happened. Like I tell myself, oh, I remember everything about my day. And for the most part, I think that's true. But lately, there's been things that are popping up, and I've talked about them in other videos. So if you've watched my other videos, you know what I'm talking about. Love you, first of all. And second of all, excuse me while I repeat this information, but I've been missing my female clothing, in the sense where like a lot of the clothing that my female alters have bought in are just disappearing. I'm not throwing them out. The female alters aren't throwing them out. Who's throwing them out? And sometimes I like give my laundry to my mom, or I do my laundry at my sister's, but I've never had laundry go missing. And now it's just only the female laundry. Like there's something suspicious about that. I'm not crazy. So that feeling of like, what happened is like so violating. But like when you think of like what violating means, you almost kind of feel wrong for being like, yeah, or this body, I should say, did something that I don't remember. That's violating. Like that feels wrong to say, and like not to like not invalidate those feelings, but like a lot of the things that I'm experiencing feel wrong to say, because at the end of the day, this body did that. And for someone who's singlet, and doesn't experience blackouts or doesn't experience memory loss, they won't understand those feelings. Like I have a partner now, and there's a lot of times where he said things like, I already told you this, or I shouldn't have to remind you of this. And those things are true, but it's like, I don't remember. And there's no reason for me not to remember. It's like I've had a concussion or something. Like, I don't know. Like, the feeling is just so isolating. And even, like, my last appointment with my psychiatrist, like, there was so much I wanted to say, and, like, I could feel, again, this feeling of, like, another person's trauma is something that I'm just starting to discover, where in the sense for me, it was, like, deep down, I felt like I wanted to bawl my eyes out and cry, but on the surface, I felt fine. So it was almost like, I don't know if people who feel like they're only one person would identify to this, but it's like, I would feel like I was like holding back feelings, or like, I think this is a common experience for people who have experienced trauma, where it's like you feel something but you don't know why you're feeling it. Like that's like, it's a trauma trigger. I think that is a pretty common experience. So but there's something that would have triggered my trauma, so I feel like it came from another alter. Like I don't know, I'm so like trying to like come aware or like identify these feelings. And so anyways, back to my meeting with my psychiatrist, it was like I wanted to say so much, but I didn't say anything, because I don't know. I don't know if it's like a me thing, or I just like don't feel comfortable saying things, and I do struggle with like being vulnerable, or if it's just like, because these feelings are not my feelings, it's like, where do I start? I don't even know. Like I wish, and I have a feeling who these feelings belong to, and I wish they would have taken control of the front and just like said those feelings to my doctor. So this whole video is just my experience talking about the things where I feel really alone in this journey, and just putting it out there, where, because I know the people who probably watch my videos are the people who like watch like DID videos that are just like posted to the date. So the people who are like really trying to find new DID videos. So I hope you like this video. I hope this video gives you what I want, and that is a feeling of not feeling alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Peace out.